So I've owned the Echo Show 10 for over a year now, and it's not all what you think it is, but it does have some unique features. Let's talk about 5 areas that no one really talks about. So the number one feature that is touted about the Echo Show 10 is that Alexa moves around and follows you. But guess what? I went ahead and disabled that feature in the very first month that I had it. Not that it's not useful, but there are times when you don't want it enabled. So first of all, the use case that I was using it for was a little too distracting, and sometimes it would turn around and bump into stuff and make it fall over, even though it has sensors inside which prevent it from doing that, but sometimes it was just a little too annoying. But the biggest reason is, without a doubt, this device can be catered for multiple use cases. You can put it in the kitchen, and that's when you'll want smart motion enabled, so it follows you while you have your hands full and you're making recipes. You'd want smart motion enabled. But at the same time, if you have it on your side table, or if you have it in the living room where you really don't need it following you, you'll have it disabled. But the one thing that is still of great use even when it's disabled is you can physically manipulate how you move it. And that is a really big thing, because if you don't have a tablet in hand and you have this to play around with, having the viewing angles where you can adjust them is a really big time saver and convenience. The second area that we want to talk about is that this device features so many features. There are times when you want to disable a bunch of them because at times it will look like a billboard or an advertisement screen, because you'll see so much information thrown at you that you'll want to disable what you want to see and what you don't want to see. So the first thing you want to do is, when you get this device, you'll go into the menu and you'll go into home content and disable everything that is listed. That way you can pick and choose what you want to see and what you don't want to see. Now, the other thing you'll note about this is when you go into photo frame references, you'll see that it transitions every 24 seconds, and you really can't disable that. So every 24 seconds, the screen is going to go black and then it'll reappear again. And I don't know why they have this feature, but the only way to disable it is by disabling it here from the top with the Do Not Disturb feature. Other than that, it'll keep cycling. But I do wish that in the future they can disable that feature. The third area we want to talk about is the speaker itself. This device features 2 1-inch tweeters and 1 3-inch woofer. Now, the sound system itself makes up for everything that this device lacks. It does lack a full HD resolution display, even though it's a 10-inch display with a 13 megapixel camera. But the speaker makes up for everything. And let's do a little sound test to see what it sounds like. Now, recently I did get a Google Pixel tablet, and basically what it is it's the same thing as an Echo Show 10. They've made it to where you can detach it from the dock, and then you can pick up the tablet and do whatever you want that way. If both of these devices were to merge and they had the ability where you could take off the Echo Show 10 tablet and move around with it, that would be the best of both worlds. I hope someone from the Echo Show 10 design team is watching this and they can make that feature available where you can take the tablet on and off the Echo Show 10. Otherwise, it's a complete package. So most of the time that I've used it for is entertainment purposes. You just scroll down from the top, just like that, and then you have the option where you can go into video right here. When you click video, what you'll see is you get a bunch of apps, whether it be Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, and you can go ahead and search any of those. But sometimes you can even use a voice command to say, hey Alexa, open Netflix or open YouTube, and it'll do that for you. Do you see how I was talking about it being a little bit annoying? So if you want to disable the smart feature where it turns around, you just scroll like that, and you disable smart motion. And that will disable the smart motion for the use cases where it's not really helpful for it to turn around and stuff. So with this device, you want to make sure you get the most out of it by making sure that it shows you content only that is relevant to you. And you can do that by the settings that I told you about. But at the same time, it packs a feature where it has widgets inside it. Now with widgets, what you can do is if you swipe from the right, like that, you'll get some widgets. Now these widgets can be a calendar, it can be reminders, it can be smart home devices. But at the same time, you'll notice that it does not stay on there all the time. It reverts back to the screen that it was. Or it can be showing the time, the weather. So with the limited screen size, it can't display all of that information to you at once unless you ask for it. But I will do another video where I will compare this device to an Echo Show 15, which is a 15-inch display. And it has a little bit more real estate where you can compare different items and look at a lot of information all at once without having to change screens. Guys, if you like this video, please go ahead and like and subscribe and stay tuned for more.